Today, I want to share a part of my story, part of the journey that I've walked through. And this particular part of the story is when I felt like I didn't belong and I didn't know who I was. I was very disconnected from myself, and I was trying to fit in all the boxes that other people had for me, and that didn't quite end up working. So I actually emigrated here to the US from Bulgaria with my parents. I was 3 years old when I came over, and growing up, I didn't really feel like I was American because at home we lived like a traditional immigrant family. Everything was rooted in the culture and the traditions of our home country. So, my parents had different mindsets and traditions than American families. And when I would meet other Bulgarians in the States, they would ask me how old I was when I came here because they noticed that I didn't have much of an accent. And I would tell them I was 3, and then they would say, "Oh, yeah, so you're pretty much American." But then at home, it didn't feel like I was American. It felt like I was Bulgarian. I was part of this country that honestly I didn't even have that much of a connection to now that I um, look back and reflect, because I didn't really spend the time there. All my exposure was whatever was in the States. And eventually I did go back and visit, but just kind of in like the initial growing up stages, I didn't really have the strong connection and pride that my parents had. But I wanted to belong with my parents. And so I tried to like force that pride of being Bulgarian onto myself. And whenever people would ask me where I was from, or like a fun fact or something, that would be what I would share, because I wanted to feel special. I wanted to feel like I had something unique, and I wanted to show everyone this. And I think that as kids, that's something that we're all kind of looking to do, is to find a space where we can express ourselves and where we can belong. And growing up, I think I felt a little confused because at home I was told you're Bulgarian, but then outside I would be told you're American. So it was very confusing for a child to receive those mixed signals of, well, who am I? Because at those early stages, we're looking for reflection from the outside world about us, and about what we're doing in life and learning through others. So that was um, that was growing up and trying to fit into those boxes. I also participated in people pleasing heavily. That was something that I wasn't able to shake that off until just in the last few years, to really stop doing that and catch myself when I was, and set boundaries. Being the good girl, judging both myself and others, um, feeling disconnected from myself, my authentic essence, feeling unworthy, depression, feeling purposeless, trying to manage other people's emotions to keep the peace, um, thinking that I knew better than others, trying to give unsolicited advice, playing the victim card every chance I got, and wanting a romantic partner to save me from all of the horrible ways that I felt inside. And my relationship with my family started to fall apart when I chose to walk away from becoming a CPA, a certified public accountant. I had just recently graduated with my master's in accounting and was studying for the first section of the exam when I started to listen to myself and my heart and realize that that wasn't what I truly wanted for myself, and that I was walking someone else's dream path for me and not mine. Um, so I also stayed with the partner that my parents didn't approve of. And here we are, I think about 5, 6 years later, still in a relationship, and the healthiest relationship that I've been in, a relationship that has supported me to grow and has provided the container for me to step into all these versions of me. I also moved to another state to live on my own, and that was with my partner, and that was a whole nother experience in and of its own. When I did all those things, I was no longer the Eva that my parents saw in their minds. I wasn't the version of me that they wanted me to be. And at the same time, I couldn't keep putting up masks and pleasing them my whole life. I couldn't keep trying to fit in all these boxes for everyone else because I didn't like feeling that way. I didn't like feeling so disconnected from myself and so lost in what I wanted in life, because I say that yourself is the foundation for your life. If you don't have a sense of self, if you're not connected to yourself, your authentic self, then you don't know what your values are. You don't know what kind of lifestyle you want. You don't know what success means to you, because all of those are unique to each person. It's not a one size fits all. Life is not a one size fits all. So, I just wanted to be free and just discover who I was and what I wanted. And taking that space allowed me to do so. And I started exploring intuition and energy work and spirituality, started connecting with people from all over the world through the internet, different virtual communities, especially during COVID, when that was really the way to connect. Um, and I was able to connect to Soul Tribe. I was able to connect to people who could meet me where I was and accept me as I am, and not have these expectations of what I needed to be doing and who I needed to be. And that was really liberating to experience. So I also started getting more confident in myself and confident in advocating for myself and speaking up and getting clear on what it was that I wanted for me. What kinds of people did I want in my life? And what kind of lifestyle did I want to have? And what kind of career, what did my life purpose look like? All of those things started to come together once I started doing the inner healing and soul work. And along the way, I just discovered more and more of who Eva actually was, because the thing is that that authentic essence is already in you. It exists in you. It always has. There's just been so much stuff put on top as you've walked your life journey. And when you're on the path of self-discovery and doing inner healing and soul work, you're basically removing those layers like an onion to get to the core of it and to connect to that. So that's what I did. And along the way, I learned how to advocate for myself, how to set boundaries, especially with My family, they were the greatest teachers in that for sure. And I learned to be more accepting of other people's journeys after lots of resistance to that. um, I learned that I matter, and I cultivated a relationship with spirit and my own soul, and discovered what spirituality really means to me. And I learned how to create an inner world that I love being in, that I love supporting all parts of me and alchemizing the energy and supporting my body and my mind and emotions, and really being that guide for all of them, being the guide of my full being. And I, in high school, I wanted to be a math teacher because I thought that all these kids walking around saying they hate math, it's not that they hate math, it's that they don't understand it. And I thought I could be the one to help them understand. I could find creative ways to support them to understand. And here I am following my soul path. And I'm not helping people understand math, but I'm helping people understand themselves better and deeper, and strengthen that connection and trust to feel empowered. So today, I am on my journey. I am actually enjoying my journey. I find ways to enjoy it as I go. That mindset is so important for me. I'm present in my life. I'm living a life that I want to be present for. I wish that upon every single human. And I live intentionally and consciously, and I see life as a ceremony. And for me, my life ceremony, I learned how to come home to myself. And I believe that you can too. Thank you for being here and listening to my story.